Hello everybody, I'm excited to show you my new drift car. That's a BMW M4 Liberty Walk widebody LS V8. Oh, that's a mouthful drift car right here. Alright everybody, I'm at the drift park and actually just want to mention we have a new naming rights sponsor, Genesis Massive, and Dan has always been a massive supporter since day one, so big thumb up for Dan coming out and support drift park, being a naming rights sponsor. But today it's all about M4. Look at it, how beautiful that is, very wide. So the car is, as I mentioned, is running Liberty Walk widebody. I've done the engine conversion, very good at putting LS into any car, of course. Now this car now is running a LS V8, and I can show you the whole details of it. First of all, I painted the car white. I really like a clean look of BMWs, and I really have a good feeling of looking at my Z4 before, but unfortunately I have sold the Z4 to a good friend of mine, and that's why I want to build another BMW. And this BMW, I think, after drifting so many of these M4s or M2 competitions, especially in China, I really want to get into this chassis, because these days I like the Silvias, but I'm always trying to find out what new chassis is good for drifting, and I found these cars from factory, they are perfect drift cars. Like even being a Street 6 in turbo, that's perfectly fine for learning drifting in. But what I like is I want to have a full build drift car that is more fun, more angle, and have more torque. So that's why I put an LS V8 in there. Alright, without further ado, we'll just have a quick look outside. We got the craft square wing mirrors, and also inside here has been changed to bucket seats, side intrusion bar, and the whole rear has been stripped. But for the front over here, we have pretty much stripped the whole dashboard. It's just a bare dashboard with some cover plates, and now it's running a AIM dash, digital dash, and over here we have the steering wheels with all the buttons that we need for the car. So same thing with the Z4. The quick release comes out with the Woodward quick release. Here we go, there's a lot more room now. We got a hydraulic handbrake, and we got the S1 sequential shifter. That thing is amazing. I have to say, like, I really enjoy driving that, and it's just so much fun. Underneath there we have a wheelwood clutch pedal, but obviously with these cars they never come with a, a clutch pedal. Oh, actually they do have a stick shift, to be honest, but with this car originally it doesn't have one. And just running some carbon fiber kick panels over there for the passenger as well. Right, so everything is pretty simple. So apart from the steering wheel, there's like no buttons in the car. Let me pop the bonnet for you. We can have a look. The car actually is quite long, so compared to wheelbase, I think it's slightly longer than some of the shorter cars we did. Definitely like the BRZ and stuff, the car is a little bit long. So open up the bonnet, look at it. It's got a V8 under the hood. Actually it fits so well, it looks like a from factory. The length of the engine bay is quite good, especially the width. I'm very happy with the width. If you look at over here in the engine bay, that's the tower. We got white fab down there for the whole front, and coilovers, of course. Now with these factory brakes, I was worrying about they are limiting the space in the engine bay, but however the V8 sits in there perfectly. So that's the steering column linking to the rack. It's not in the way, so we are running a rear sump in this car, and the same thing, we're running a huge radiator just underneath the intake box. So everything else is actually pretty simple, so we have kept the car reasonably simple, that always easy to work on. We have the oil cooler, power steering cooler over there, and look at the stunts. It's not bad for a drift car. I also really like how the back looks on the M4. Pretty aggressive. I like the wing. Over here I have made a latch that I can just open up the boot. Look at it, so much room in here. I can fit a lot of tires if I, you know, just use this as a drift car, but also as a storage for these parts. So this car has widebody, as I mentioned. So the steering has completely changed, has a lot more angle, and it works perfectly for drifting. I only done a few laps before. I was gonna take you guys for a quick run today. Without further ado, let's show you how I start the car. So let's grab the steering wheel outside the car, and I think we're in gear, so I need to get out of the gear. Alright, then outside the gear. Now, so I think I could just hold the steering wheel and start it like outside the car. Here what it's gonna do, gonna press ignition over there. I'm gonna quickly tap the start just in case the car is in any gear. Okay, see if it moves anywhere. Okay, the car is not. So I'm just gonna basically press this button right there and start up the car. Have a listen. That sounds good. Alright, same thing. I'm gonna shut off the car, just pressing this button right here. How cool is that? So you can just take away the steering wheel, then there's no buttons in the car. You know, this is it. We've got some window fan bypass. What else? Usually we have like very basic stuff for V8. Some light wipers. That's about it. You don't need a lot of stuff for V8 engines. Just about to take this car, go on the track, get a few laps. Might take Bruce for a lap because he hasn't seen this car since it's done, and then we'll see how he feels about this car. Cool, let's jump in for a ride. You like that? Oh yeah! That was so cool. I love how you dropped the tire back there. Yeah, it was a bit tires bit cold, and was running slightly wide. But that you like that entry? We got like plenty.
Oh
of
yeah,
angle.
man, the angle on this thing is nuts.
Yeah, that widebody like works so good. Like I just literally chuck it in, the car just naturally cranks all the way, and the angle is just like amazing. You know, easy to put a gas on.
Yeah. Oh man, the power on this thing's great.
Yeah, well, literally just like feeding the throttle. It's not even put the foot down and just. A lot of fun.
I haven't been in a car like this in a while where it's had this much angle. Like that was like way more than I normally have.
yeah. Well, the 86 had quite a bit.
Yeah.
Being the widebody, but yeah, it's like this chassis is real good. It feels pretty solid. You point where you want to go, and it just does its job.
It's like a long wheelbase coupe.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's not very short, I would say. Yeah, it's perfect chassis for start drifting.
I don't know if you're gonna fall.
Or if you wanna reverse it in. We almost reversed it in the last
Yeah,
one.
I know. I was like, oh my god.
So yeah, so this gonna be the end of this video. So if you guys like it, thumb up and also click the subscribe button. And I'm gonna pump a few more videos out for you guys. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next one.
Bye.